Okay, so welcome. We're on week 3 of 6. We're following this, certainly these first 3 sessions have broadly been kind of building on the same kind of movements. We've been looking at balance, been practicing balance, but we've been doing it with flow and movement. So we're going to continue with that. So I tried to fine tune it a little bit, which might mean it doesn't work, but I'm trying to fine tune it a little bit so to make things both easier, and also we're going to up it a little bit, but I'm also trying to make the challenges kind of like accessible, most of them at least. Okay, so we're just going to walk on the spot. So just lifting the knee really high. So those of you who've been here for the previous 2 sessions kind of know going. We're going to be doing this, but moving the arms. So we're in balance mode, but we're just getting a little bit more ready and prepared before we kind of play with the arms. And then we can be still with the legs, but we can take the arms up so we can get some length. So just taking the arms up. As you take the arms up, just see if you can press the feet down with the intention of creating strength through the legs. So switching the leg muscles on. So there's a bit of length. There'll be some activation in the center of the body, a little bit around the core, because you're lengthening. The breath will be maybe silent or paused or restricted in some way. Okay, so now we're going to, you can switch the legs off and then you can bring the arms down, and then we're going to do what we've been doing before. So we're just taking the arms up to wherever they kind of come to. We lift one leg and then we lift the other leg. So I know it might not be that easy to see. Yeah, so one leg as the arms float up, other leg as the arm floats up. And balance changes, yeah. So 1 minute it's fine, and then the next minute it's kind of got a little bit pear. So it's trying to keep an attitude that doesn't really mind if you kind of fall off balance, and just play with it. And recognize that, you might know what's going on, what the issue is, or you might just, might just be this moment that you've just lost your balance a little bit. So although the temptation is to look at me and the screen, it might be easier to look straight forward at something that isn't moving, because you're looking at the screen, you're seeing lots of people doing the same thing, but in movement. Okay, and then we're going to pause there. We're going to sweep the arms up and come up onto our toes, and then we're going to move back down. I'm going to bend the knees again. I know it's not easy to see. Sweep the arms up, come up onto the toes, let the arms come down, let the knees come down, and then find your way back up. Okay. So we're just kind of mixing up the movements a little bit this time. Find maybe a little bit easier flow. So I'm saying come up onto the balls of your feet, but actually it might be easy to think I'm just raising my heels. And that just means you're probably not putting as much effort into coming up really high. It's just getting the heels away from the ground. Okay. And then pause next time the heels come down, the arms come down. Okay, so from here, we're going to do broadly the same thing. So we're going to sweep the arms up and take the knee up as we were before, but we're going to come up, we're going to lift the heel of the leg that's on the floor. Didn't say that very clearly, but I think you'll probably get the gist. So basically, as you sweep the arms up, the knee comes up, but you also for a moment bring the heel off the floor. So you're coming up and coming down. So it's not as easy. You can't, there's tension at that point when you take the arms up, but you're trying to limit that, and you're going to, that time I came down really quickly, and sometimes you'll be able to come down slowly. So just seeing how that feels in the foot. So you need some power through the foot, but only for a second. You need some power, but only for a second. Need some power, but only for a second. See if it gets easier. What do you need to do? See, that time it went harder for me. So what do you need to do? Is it just playing? Is it looking somewhere different? Is it always the same leg, or does it vary? So just one more each side. Float floating up, coming down, floating up, coming down. Whew. Okay. So that's obviously creates more strength, and also is a extra challenge for the balance. My whole mat has started to create a wave. Huge carpet, never a good idea. Okay. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to do the same with the legs, lifting the knee up to hip height and alternating. But we're going to bring the hands in front of us, yes, so it's fingertips can touch. And as we lift the knee, we take our body over and twist towards the raised knee. So we're coming into a brief twist. We come back to the centre, we bring the leg down, opposite leg, and we open out. So you've got right now, yeah, you raise each leg and you turn towards inner thigh as you twist to the side, and then you find your rhythm. So it's asking the body to do more here because you're putting yourself off center and twist. And every time you do these changes, you're going to need to kind of reorganize both the body and also the rhythm. You know, what do I need differently? And it tends to just happen or not. But it is requiring a different muscles to activate and different work really to go on in the body. So once you've gone both sides equally, then again, you can find your pause button. Okay, so we're going to I think we did this in week 2. So I'm coming close to the front of my mat. I'm going to sweep the arms up. So this, what I've been doing is saying float the arms up with the palms down. Just want you to try it with floating arms up with the palms on each other. This might make sense. So we're just going to be stepping back with the foot. So the knee comes up first, and then we step back, landing on the toes. So the toes are still facing the same direction. The front knee is bent. We sweep the arms up. And then just for a moment, we'll just see how this goes. So we won't go into the full series of movements yet. So bring the arms down and bring yourself forward again. So just see if you can get this bit comfortable. So raising the hands and the knee, spin back, raise the arms for a second, let them fall back and step forward. So I did that both times with the same leg. I'm still going to continue with the same leg on the third time. So same leg, sweep back, reach up, arms back, step forward and alive. Okay, so we've done about 3 or so on that first side. So let's just see how we are on the second side. Same movement, sweep the arms up, palms facing, stepping back, front knees. Remember, extending the arms up, down behind you to lift up and come back to the front of the mat. For a second. When you're ready, repeating, hands and knee forward, arms and step forward and land. We can do just one more. So sweeping up, same leg, stepping back onto the toes, landing, arms up, release arms. So if it's too quick, take it slower. Obviously, the further you step back, the more you're asking your body to work harder in terms of getting that support. We're doing what we did last week, so we're going to be an extra movement. If you haven't been around, you can always watch the first one. So first side, sweep up knee and stepping back as we did before. Okay, so arms up, taking elbows to the side. Lean forward, lengthening, and then just take the back foot slightly off the ground. Refine your position with the back foot. Lengthen again through the arms. really find your happy position. And then let the arms come forward and step forward back to the front of the mat. Yeah, okay. So just slightly change that in terms of what we do in what order. I think that makes more sense for the body. Okay, so second time, same side. So sweeping the arms up, you come back, we land, front knees bent, extend the arms up, elbows come out to the side in cactus arms, fold forward and then a hop forward, just raise that off the ground, that back leg off the ground. Find the foot again, once you're down, extend the arm up, and then again use the arms to support you to get back to the front and you land. Okay, so that's 2 times on the first side, so we're going to do 2 times on the second side. So arms lift, knee lifts, and we find our position as we step back. Extend the arms up, cactus arms, lean forward, step the back leg off the floor. Back leg comes back to the floor, extend the arms up, front leg still bent, remember. Let the arms go back, sweep forward, knee comes up, and you land. Let's repeat second side. Second time, arms sweep up, knee sweeps up, we step back and we arrive. Arms go up, elbows come out, lean forward, lift the back foot off the ground, re-establish back leg on the ground, extend arms to the sky, let the arms come forward, back forward, and then land at the front of the mat. Okay, great. So kind of build this up. So we're going to step back into warrior 2 and go into side angle. So hopefully you'll be able to see me. I know most of you will remember because we did this last week. So I'm going to take my right leg back. So that means I'm just going to take float to my right arm up. But again, you could have the palm facing inwards rather than palm facing towards the ground. So sweeping the knee up, sweeping the one arm up and stepping back into your warrior. So this means you've got the heel back, yeah, rather than toes facing forward. So let's just get out of here and just have a practice of this for a moment or two. So sweep the back arm, back leg to the front. Knee can come up and you can pause there. Let's repeat that. So one arm, one leg goes back into warrior. So that front knee's bent, well done. The back arm, sweep the back leg, up and land. Okay, so we're staying on the same side. We're going to add things now. So sweep, same arm up, same leg to come back into warrior. So we're going to go into side angle, but we're going to keep the arm that goes onto this leg really up on the thigh. So I'm going to bring it over, but it's really, it's high and big on the thigh, and then I just take that arm over. I'm going to lead with this arm to see if I can get that back foot off the ground. So I need to go down, might hop, and then extend for a moment. I find the floor, I hop back if I need to, and I come back into warrior for a moment. I know there's a lot going there, yes. So we kind of, with the arm really high up on the thigh, we really get the power out of this top arm. We go down to come up, we might hop, we might not hop. And we just kind of get that back foot off the floor for a moment. We re-establish that foot on the ground, going down slowly, come back into warrior. Tough as it. Let's go forward with the back arm and that leg to come to the front. Okay. We're going to do the other side. So you've got that now. I can see. I can see some of you. Tripping up at the mat. We'll start, is it? Okay, so the other side. So come back a bit. Sweep arm, sweep up leg, land into warrior. And then we're going to repeat. So then we just come to the front, get out of that, see how it goes. Sweep up one arm, one leg into warrior. The second time, you may have only done one if you were just double checking where we're up to. Back arm, back leg to the front. And then we're going to go into the ankle and lifting out side angle into a bounce. Okay, so same side, lift, knee lift, sweeping back into your positioning. And from there, go into side angle, keeping the arm high. Use that top arm, power of that, you might need to do a mini first. Find the ground, sometimes it moves. Then come into warrior, well done, and then step forward. Okay, let's do that again. So let's sweep up, let's step back. Let's go into side angle. Let's hop or extend through that top arm just for a second. Step back, re-establish warrior for a moment. And then back arm, back leg, and we're up. Okay, well done, because there's a lot going on there. But there's lots of arms and things happening, so I'm sure you got that. Okay, so we're going to go down now to all fours. I'll come closer to you. I think that'll be still okay. Not quite so close. Okay, so we're on hands and knees. We're going to need enough room to take, we're not doing it straight away, you're going to need enough room to take back in your arm forward, just so you know if you need to have a little bit of a change in your space. But like we've done both weeks, we're just going to do the kicking donkey first, which means bringing one knee towards the nose, so we round the back, and then we extend the leg behind us. And we just go sticking with the same leg as we just get a little bit more kind of release for the lower back, but we're still having to balance. It won't feel like a balance compared to what we've just been doing, but it will be a balance. So you try not to allow yourself to float over to one side. You do these movements. Knee to nose and extend. Knee to nose. So one more. Knee to nose, round in the back. Extend away. Land on all fours. Okay, so we know where we're going with this. So second side. Round in the back so the knee can come close to the nose, extending the leg behind you just below hip height, knee to nose. And just find a rhythm. And if it feel like you prefer to put the toes on the ground, put the toes on the ground. If you don't want to get the knee quite so far forward, then that's fine too. It's just a kind of direction of travel rather. My knee is not actually touching my nose, it's just heading that direction. So just one more on the second side, rounding the back to lengthen through the lower back. And landing back and just pausing for a moment. So I know I'm going quite quick, that's part of the challenge. Okay, so from here, just lengthen out through the right leg and the left arm, just for a moment, see how that is. So you can have the palm facing down. I tend to have the palm facing kind of in towards the head, towards you, and then come back down. So that was the balance. So we're going to add to it in a moment, but we'll go the other side first, so get that sorted. So check on the other side, extending through. So you don't want your leg higher than your hips. So if you're not sure, just look underneath and check the screen and come back. Okay, so basically what we're going to do the same, but we're going to do little circles with the legs and the arm, with the leg and the arms extended. So what I mean by that, extend your right leg and your left arm, and then do little circles coming from the hip and coming from the shoulder. They're not big movements because they'll destabilize you because you need to keep your core active, and just go the way you naturally go. I'm not going to ask you to go the other direction. Really small movements. Well done. Let's come out of that. Hold on the wrists. Breathe again. So opposite leg, left leg goes out, right arm goes out, we extend, and then we do these little movements, really small movements that get into the hip and into shoulder joint. You're going to have to work with the core, we're going to have to work with that arm that's on the ground to stop us falling and to keep us in a stable position. Well done, let's come down from that. Okay, so everything we need to do on fours. We're going to get to our back. I think we need to come a bit further back. So find your way back. You're coming slightly at the end for a final balance as we have been doing. So coming onto your back. And just for a moment, just bring both knees in and just hug the knees in, just again to just make sure the lower back gets some mini extension here. So bums off the floor, lower back's off the floor, and then put the feet down. Let the arms just rest by the side of you. And then again, we're doing as we've done last week. So we're just going to pick one foot off the ground and then the other foot off the ground. So it's kind of like walking on the spot or marching almost, because the knees come quite high. So just finding again a rhythm. So it's particularly about balance, but it is about balancing the body. So just see how it feels on the right from the thigh through to the lower mid back. What can you feel as you lift the knee up? How does it feel also in the hip and the hip flexor? Does that feel constrained or tight or awkward in any way? Your rhythm. So you can go really slow. I'm going rather fast, to be honest. You can go real much slower than that. Okay. And just pause for a moment. So what we're going to do now is just going to take hook the right ankle over the left thigh. That means we get external rotation, the knee comes out to the side. I think you all kind of get that. Okay, and then we're going to lift the leg off the floor, the left leg off the floor for a moment. And then we'll put it back down. And then we'll lift it up. And then we'll put it back down. And then we'll lift it up. So just finding that movement. So if it's too strong, you just keep the toes down and lift the heel a little bit. If it feels too strong for the neck, you just bring the chin to the chest as you do that movement. Okay, and pause. Let's unhook the leg. Just pause there for a moment. One leg will feel a bit weird, or both legs will feel weird, but differently weird. Okay, so hooking the other hand over. Again, just walking almost one foot, just taking that foot off the ground and back. Any strain, just let that movement up and don't take the foot off the ground at all. A couple more. Unhook that leg, well done. So taking the arms into robot arms, so it just means bending the elbows and fingers heading towards the sky. Bringing the feet in to the butt. So we're basically going to do something rather similar, but through bridge. So don't take the pelvis up too high like. So we did this last week. So pressing down through the upper arms, bring the pelvis off the floor. And then walking like we did before. So just the 1/5 foot lifts and the knee goes towards the sky. As we do that, we're trying to keep stable in center. Yeah, through the pelvis and the core muscles so that we don't tip. If we dip it in, we come down a little bit and see if the dipping stops. Okay, so once we've had a walk, come down for a moment, just hook the knees in. So see if this one's going to be okay for you. If it's not, just do what we've just done. So we're coming back up into bridge, And this time we're going to do like we did before. So we're hooking that ankle over the opposite thigh, which seems a bit weird. And then you're rocking slightly side to side, but only slightly. So I'm trying to move my hip, and my arms are also kind of involved in that movement. Okay, and then pause. Unhook the leg. Bring the pelvis down. Bring your knees back in towards your chest for a moment. Okay, so we've done one leg. So keep the heels fairly close to the butt. Robot arms. Come up to wherever you feel you can safely manage this. The opposite leg, ankle over, and roll side to side a little bit. Really small. If the knees, either knee doesn't like it, you need to come like this. You flex the ankle, help support the knee, bend. Brilliant, and pause. Stay stable. And then hook gently. Well done. Leg back down. And knees into the chest again. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish on playing with balance. So there'll be a number of things you can do. So rocking, maybe rocking up or rolling to your side. Okay. So again, we're going to do is we're going to just tree this week. So we did eagle up tree last week. We can see how we are with the basic tree. So with the hands together and with the foot just coming to the calf, and then we just can swap over. And we can see how that's going, how wonky we are, how much we want to fall one way or the other way. 22, you might need a wall for this, is getting hold of the ankle, get hold of the wall if you've got a wall, and then taking the foot into the thigh. If you think you're balanced, you could raise that arm up, sorry, not the leg up, raise that up. You might then be able to take the hand away from the foot, and you might fall over like I'm going to do. Okay, so just play with that. Alternate sides. So you've tried one side, so see how it might be on the other side. So hand into thigh, opposite arm up. You're going to take the arm up. You might release from the foot, might not. You might always be staying at ankle level because that's a sensible thing to do. You might not have right clothing on. One side might be really easy and the other side not. So just have one more go on each side, whether you're going to do that or whether you're just going to keep with the more straightforward tree because it's not good for your back or it's good for your hips. So just, you need to see what's going to work. It is always going to be easier with a wall just to give you the support. So I'm just going to have a go. Take both arms up and see if that's doable. Need to breathe, need to look forward, not look at me. If you want to go on the other side, then release and have one more go on the second side. I've done this and some absolutely fine days. I cannot do this at all. So don't worry if the playing isn't working. I'm going a bit here. I'm going a bit. No, I'm going to stay up. Okay, well done. So if you're still playing, stop it and come down safely. So some people can do that really easily. And the other way of practicing that is lying on the ground and seeing if you can get your foot, we might try that way, get your foot into the thigh. Because if you can't do it when you're lying down, you're not going to get it when you're standing up. So just have your feet hip, shoulder distance apart and just some twists. And if you go from one side, just lift the heel so you can get a little bit more hip rotation. So I'll lift my heel and my toes come and my hip comes as I go from side to side. And want to, just to finish, just bring one knee in towards the chest movement. And then the other knee into the chest. See me, because sometimes you kind of freeze, finding you freezing a bit today. I know it's cold and I know it's snowing, but I don't normally spot that quite so much. Anyway, you're all still here, I think, so that's probably a good sign. So thank you very much. A lot